When a child's care structure is broken, they're incredibly vulnerable, and there are a lot of threats out there for their safety and for their well-being. And so Keep a Child Safe is a proactive response to ensuring that these children are not taken advantage of, and actually their care structure is strong and stable in a way that they can actually grow up into independent living. And so we look at the various threats that these children face. So take, for example, in Sierra Leone during the Ebola crisis, parents contracted Ebola and sadly died, and there were a lot of children that were immune to the disease. But they didn't only lose their parents, but they were also rejected by the community out of fear, thinking that they were carriers of Ebola. And so these children, the experience was complete isolation, and in a very, very short space of time, their security was reduced to nothing. And so through our involvement through our partners, through Kippy and through At Heaven Homes, what we did was re-established a security framework around them and got them into a safe place. When the child is in a normal situation, mom and dad are around, and then that child is orphaned because of a disaster or for whatever reason, that moment when that child is orphaned, they are highly vulnerable. And what's become apparent in today's world is that there are people that are preying on situations like this, where they are going in and actually taking these children out of those situations and introducing them into a life of slavery. So whether it be child slavery, sex trade, whether it be forced labor, whether it be for sacrifices, whatever. These are the situations that some of these children are facing, and it's really, really, really heartbreaking that this is what's going on, that people will exploit these children's vulnerabilities. When we were out in Sierra Leone, again, for the mudslide response, one of the social workers told me that during the response, the police stopped a bus with 30 children being taken out of Freetown that had been rounded up by traffickers, and they were being taken out of the city, and thankfully the police stopped them. But this is what's happening, and this is what happens to children, and so our response needs to be strong, and we need to be vigilant, and that's what Keep a Child Safe does. It keeps us vigilant, keeps the children safe throughout their lives.